It's Hack Manchester 2019. My name's Nathan Ray, and with me I've got Team 39A. Cool. And what's your name?
My name is Shiva.
And how do you know this guy here?
He's my team leader.
Is your team leader? Are you from the same company as
Yeah,
the
we're all from AO.
AO, yeah. And what's your name, sorry?
I'm Paul.
Paul, and what challenge are you doing, Paul?
So we're another one who's doing the clockwork challenge. Well, I think there's like 25 other teams doing it. So
yeah, it's a good percentage. Okay, what's your idea?
Our idea is like to help these disabled people most probably. So we are trying to have some sort of like a mood tracker. So based upon the mood of the person, it will give you sort of advice, like what type of messages you can able to give it. Like a Paul, you can.
Yeah. So what it is it's I think we've called it Everyday Matters, and it's more. We're going to say more than just a mood tracker. So the idea is that we're going to use like Amazon Alexa based chatbot over SMS to talk to a person every day. What we'll then do is we will take the conversation and then push it through a sentiment analyzer to say whether it's positive or negative. From that point on, we will run sort of like some analysis, maybe backed by machine learning if we get the time, some machine learning model, which we'll try and train up in the next few hours, hopefully.
Sure.
And then the idea.
So what does the person see? Is it just the Amazon Echo or whatever?
The person it's SMS.
SMS.
So
it's SMS.
This is like there'll be a complete conversation with. It'll like once a day there'll be a schedule that'll run. It'll say, "Well, how are you feeling today?" That then kicks off this conversation, and there'll be negative scripts, negative scripts, and positive scripts depending on the user's mood. What we'll then do is we'll take we'll take all the conversation that we have that day and we'll put it through some sort of classifier, and we'll decide whether it's positive, whether it's not depressed, mildly depressed, majorly depressed.
Sure.
So we'll classify the user based on.
So what scale are you using to put these on?
At the moment, we are using a basic scales like a 0 to 5 is one scale, and 5 to 7 is one more scale, and 10 is like a highly depressed person. So we are trying to. It's like we are creating a prototype, and we can easily enhance it.
Sure.
So that
Bipolar UK has a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is extremely depressed, like suicidal, and 10 is completely manic, like having hallucinations and stuff like that.
We are open to try and codify some already well-defined scale if we can. We've got a few examples that we've been looking at. The idea being, depending on what category we put you in, so if you're like severely depressed, we might push that information on to your social worker, along with all the history of the conversation. Plus, if you're not so depressed, maybe mildly depressed, we might sort of push through to the SMS, maybe some local groups you can see.
Well, that sounds interesting. So I found that I did a mood tracking app a while ago, and it pinged me each day. And the worse I felt, like it made me depressed because I'm like, I have to get it out. I have to put in 3 instead of 5 or whatever, that kind of thing. So
it is totally it is using some sort of machine learning algorithms in the background.
Sure.
Based upon your what you are typing on the message, it will be automatically track it. Okay, with which person is like why he is depressed like this. So based upon that, it will be sending the message. It stores the data, analytical data, everything.
Sure. And how are you building this then? What are you using to put this together?
We are using this like a .NET Core as a API, and we are using the Amazon Lambda. We are publishing all this information into the Amazon Lambda as the API.
Is that the chat? Is that the chat thing that comes? Is that what that is? Is that the conversation?
So we'll use something called Amazon Lex, which is the underlying API that Alexa uses.
Right. Okay.
But we can code against that. So we can.
And you can just pull the text from from that.
Yeah, we can build a script inside the UI, we can basically have like a particular intent that we want to find out the mood of someone.
Cool.
And we can basically, there's a bit of machine learning in that as well. So it can like basically there's a number of you put in like up to 1,500 sentences that you want to respond to.
And it goes through them and kind of picks
and it will kick it off, and then that kicks off the conversation. So we can have different intents depending on what we're going to do. So we're going to have a positive intent, a negative intent. Maybe we can have something like a milder depressed intent, that kind of stuff. So we have all these different bots that
you can
be programmed in a different way depending on the algorithm that spits out the classifications to put you in.
Cool. Well, it looks like you've got something done so far, but you've got a long way to go.
We have a long way to go.
Yeah. So
not only that, the final one. If the person is highly depressed, we are going to create some sort of like a website as well in the background.
We can send to the.
Well, you want to do that. You need to be. You don't want to have like loads of false. Negatives, whatever, and then leave people depressed and alone and without anything.
Why is this sending me links for?
Okay, thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. Cheers.